Hello, everybody. Welcome to Visio Fitness. And today I'm with our very first guest of this new series, and I'm going to just pretty much call this the Visionary series. So, this is pretty much me talking to my closest of close, people I've coached for years, people I'm coaching obviously from the new beginnings. But I want to create this series to dedicate more realism, more testament to people's real journeys, us sharing up on obviously milestones, losses, hurdles, and what to expect when you're chasing the best transformation within yourself. And today, Julian, my first client friend I have on this podcast, is a testament to that. Him and I have been going back and forth, different phases, different obstacles, and lots of different monumental wins and losses and hurdles that we've overcome together to get him to this point of his journey. But I'm going to hand over to Julian. Just introduce yourself, your age, where you're from, what's been going on, and sort of your current fitness goals for yourself to start off with.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Julian Cocker. I am I'm 26 years old. My fitness goals, as per kind of this year, obviously as I've worked through with Ivan for a while now. I've My main goal has been to drop the weight, and obviously in which I have. The main goal obviously is to get stronger over the course of the next, I'd probably say within a year. In terms of my goals, obviously, I do want to get stronger. I do want to get my weight under 100 kilos next year, which is a big, big thing. I haven't been under 100 kilos for as long as I know. Am I allowed to say I've been a bit of a fatty? I've been a bit of a fatty.
This is all unfiltered,
It's,
bro.
you know what? It's the truth, man. It's the truth. Yeah, I've been a fatty for most of my life, and it's just something that I've always wanted to do, and I felt like over the years I haven't been able to put myself in a position where I can kind of challenge myself in that way. And I feel like now, obviously, under the careful guidance of this man that I'm speaking to right now, I've been able to get into this position where I can be like, hey, I can do some shit. So that's really been the goal. And yeah, we just keep kicking it. A little side mission as well. I do want to start running. So that is that's a little thing that's going to come over the next few weeks. I'm going to start kind of testing myself. This is the first time I've really told this bloke anything about it either. But
Yeah,
I do want to get this
definitely
one
deep
started as
dive because
well.
this will go in definitely our segments of like diving between different fitness goals and how to do them. So that's good, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so pretty much, Julian here, he was working out of, where were you working at the time? It was at Harvey's, wasn't it? Yeah, you were at
Yeah, I
Harvey.
was a Harvey Norman.
So this fella reached out to me a few years ago, and pretty much the main mission, as obviously he overcasted, is he basically just wanted to lose weight, feel better about himself, and feel a lot more confidence with himself. And obviously the other factor, he always wanted to build upon, get strong, and have consistency in the gym. So when you could rewind yourself back in the day, Jules, what did you find of yourself? Obviously, you explained yourself having a difficulty of losing a lot of weight. What did you find the biggest hurdles of your lifestyle back in the day, and what was your overseeing challenges until you reached out for coaching back in the day for yourself?
My challenges back then. I would like to say I was a very I didn't have any organization in my lifestyle. I wasn't looking after myself and what I was eating. I did let myself go, and obviously through different time periods in my life, I've had different issues, and obviously as we all have freaking mental issues, and everyone goes through it. I was in a weird time of my life where I kind of lost all control within myself, and just the big hurdle back then was just kind of getting started. And just obviously, I have done some training throughout the years, losing it, putting it back on, and at this point, I put it all back on, all of my size, and it got to a point where it was too unbearable for me to look at. With in terms of obstacles I had back then, my eating was 100% one of the biggest issues. So I was just eating like shit, constantly eating junk food, constantly kind of putting crap in my body. And not just that, obviously, other things like drinking and putting stuff like nicotine and stuff into my body. And yeah, sure. I haven't completely gotten rid of all of that yet.
Mhm.
But it has been a kind of a bit of a slow cut down, and I've kind of brought myself back. So yeah, but those are kind of things that I was going through back then.
Yep, yep, I love it. I love it, and that's definitely testament to why I wanted to have Jews on here because I've seen him changes formidable life in many different factors of obviously his rituals and habits and organization, as he explains. But if you were to give any piece of advice for somebody that was in your shoes and could be feeling the same way, what sort of mental fortitude did you start creating for yourself to start saying no to the foods, start cutting down on the nicotine? Start getting all those processes that were self-sabotaging yourself, what would be a piece of advice for any person listening to this to resonate to this?
It ain't bloody easy. Um, you're always going to face moments of weakness. You're always going to face moments um of like where you have been doing well and you kind of do something you regret and you kind of get that knockback.
Mhm.
I will say that but I'm still not perfect to this day. And obviously, there are times where I still crack as well, but it's obviously not to the same degree of what it used to be back then, which is obviously something that I'm obviously super proud of. And I just try to keep a hold on to that now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I love that. I love that. So yeah, anybody listening resonate with that? Definitely, it's like one of them things. Even myself, we all don't have our I don't know, we have our good, we have our bad, but we all have our portions that we're gonna obviously just be like, fuck, this is getting way too out of hand. So just don't always like backtrack and self-sabotage yourself more by going back into those patterns. Just take it day by day, take it step by step. Even like Julian and I have been working together for a couple of years now. And only until I think this year, all those little things he built upon habit wise and ritual wise, it led to this year being the best year, I think, of his life, fitness and transformation wise and everything because I think everything came together nicely. And I definitely saw the pattern recognition of obviously he enjoyed his training. Everything started getting better. So when it came to training as well, Julian, when
Mm.
you're training in the gym versus obviously you having a more sensational direction with programming and stuff, what have you found the most different when you have a little bit more structure? You've learned structure, you've learned the orientation of your training. Um, how would you piece together any piece of advice for somebody thinking about how do I get into the gym? And if you were to give somebody brand new advice to get into the gym and how to tackle their fat loss goals, for instance, what would you say to them?
Mm. Oh, look, obviously, the first thing is getting through that mental hurdle of getting there in the first place. Obviously, when you go when you go to the gym, it can be challenging. Obviously, me being a big guy in the past, going into the gym, I was kind of bit like, oh, freaking look at me and look at everyone else. But then you kind of just gotta sit back and realize, hey, everyone else is going through their own um their own journey within fitness as well. So just go in there with an open mind. Just the first thing to do is really just to get in there. Obviously, it can be hard to kind of grasp what to do in the gym, and obviously, I can't really talk because I've had the guidance of a fun. But if I was a person who was getting into the gym at first, obviously, I would look into doing a little bit of research just about how to possibly administer like a very basic split, especially if you're doing any sort of weight training or anything like that. With the almighty AI that we have nowadays, obviously, mate, you can literally pin in a whole freaking diet for yourself by using AI, by putting your weight in. If you want to do a cut, a bulk, if you want to maintain, you have so many tools nowadays online, and it's so weird, obviously, that you can just go and type it in and then you got your answers there. But obviously, it's a good tool to have, and especially for a person who wouldn't have any experience or just wouldn't have any know-how within that sort of scheme, it's a good way to get started. So yeah, obviously, you kind of just gotta show up. Like the first thing before anything is showing up. So once you show up and once you keep that consistency for a prolonged period of time, then you're going to see results slowly, and it won't show up straight away. This freaking, but the amount of times I kept looking at myself, like, man, when's freaking good shit gonna happen for me? But it happened very with good time. So obviously, very happy for that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I love that. That's a very good answer, man. Definitely. And to add a little bit more, like Julian was saying about AI and stuff, like just everything you guys need is out there in the internet, into the hemisphere. You can probably ask people. It's just like the showing up. It's just taking accountability to yourself and just researching and finding every single method. And then it's just a trial and error. Stay away from obviously the hocus pocus of obviously the fads and stuff. The fad diets aren't going to lead to anything. And if there were to lead to anything, like Julian, did you ever try any fad diets or anything quick fixes back before me?
Oh, like what, like your ketos and stuff like that?
Ketos, the fat loss pills, the fat burners, the blah blah blah.
No,
Good.
nah, nah.
Yeah. So yeah, anybody listening to this, obviously, like some people have tried the juice diets, the juice cleansers and stuff. That's just like a short fix to make you feel a little bit better for like 2 or 3 days. But as soon as you go out, you have some carbs, you have a good time, you have some beers, you're gonna stack it all on again. So as George just pointed out, just do your research, show up for yourself, and just really attack it and be present for that. Um, Fast forward to like obviously sort of a bit more now, man. How's your training? How's everything going operationally with your body, your physique, your strength? If you want to give the viewers about that and what you sort of enjoy the most about going to the gym every day for yourself.
Yeah, sure, sure. Look, body and physique nowadays, I still have a lot more work to do in terms of my actual body and my physique and whatnot. Obviously, I've come from such a obese point. Um, I will be honest,
How
when
much have
at the
you
start
lost
of
the
this,
viewers so far? Like obviously I didn't actually introduce that. What was your weight
yeah,
at your heaviest and what are you sort of sitting at now at your prime?
all good. I'm a very heaviest, and if I was to put like a stamp on exactly when it was, I think my heaviest point I was about 165 kilos.
Mhm.
I'm now down to 125 kilos as we speak this year.
So sick.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, so 30 kilos. This man has lost more than some people can squat in weight, which is insane.
Yeah, yeah. And look, I would say that a good 35 of that at least was in this year. Maybe I might have lost a few kilos before this year, but
Yeah.
as I kind of locked in, I'd probably say from February till now, it's been a good 35 odd kilos that I've lost, which is fantastic. And obviously, if I lost anything more than that, I'd be freaking doing some other shit to over stress my body or anything like that. But to do it right and to do it in good time, obviously, it's a good time period for me to lose that weight. So obviously, we're looking on to bigger and better things next year as well. Um, uh, God, I lost track of what the
Yeah,
question was at
sorry.
time. I'm
How
sorry,
is
bro.
your current performance in the gym? How are you enjoying the gym? What do you love most about the gym
Yeah,
right now for yourself?
yeah. So, as time has gone by this year, I've realized that my body can do heaps of different cool shit that I realized that I couldn't really do before. Um, so I'm really just kind of enjoying the heavy lifts, the heavy compounds, stuff like deadlifts, stuff like barbell squats, like all that kind of stuff. I live and breathe for nowadays. I take pride in being able to lift heavy and have fun. Obviously, within reason, not to over injure myself or anything like that. I did hurt my back a tiny bit this year, pulling 10-kilo dumbbells off of the rack because I didn't brace myself. Not from deadlifting, not from barbell squatting or anything like that, thankfully, but I did have to take some time away from that. And as much as that hurt,
Mhm.
I realized how much that did hurt when I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like stuff like that is I've really enjoyed this year and something that I've actually kind of upped myself. I was like, oh man, I can actually do this stuff and I love doing this stuff.
Good.
Like, and I wasn't able, this stuff I wasn't able to do last year. So that's a big thing. Also just being able to do any sort of cardio for more than 10 minutes without dropping to the floor, but going on the stairs or something like that. That's just something I haven't been able to do until this year. So I'm super gassed about that as well.
Amazing. And that'll lead to you being a runner, which we'll have a conversation after this, which should be interesting. Um,
Yeah, God, I'm not keen for this.
Okay. But yeah, guys. So definitely, like as you can see, Julian didn't ever say anything about the fat loss mentality the whole time during that conversation because he's just enjoying his training. He's just enjoying the gym. He's lifting heavy. He's like doing it, and that's when usually the results lead. So when you're enjoying yourself, you're enjoying the process. You don't really think about the result as much. You just get the result because it just becomes like this daily pattern, this daily checklist, and you're like, cool, yep, I lost another 2 kilos this week. Let's keep fucking doing cool shit, like Julian basically said. And that's what I just really want you guys to just really just listen back to what Julian said, rewind it, and then you will see that it's just an abundance of obviously just having fun with it, like anything in life. So, anybody out there listening to that, definitely resonate to that. And yeah, just next time you go in tomorrow, just think it's a good day, just do some cool stuff, and then you're going to just get a bit closer to that and just believe in yourself. Um, that's a really cool point as well, man. I was gonna say definitely the biggest thing I've seen in your view is obviously just a bit of like obviously I've seen your environment change with moving workplaces and different things and obstacles happening, but how much would you say your environment, your people, your surroundings, your loved ones, and all the noise in between was affecting you back in the day with your fat loss journey versus like alongside the journey, have you had to cut off people like certain people cut off people? Have you had to block out noise? Have you had to block out anything for you to get ahead of your journey more? Because some people obviously they might have a relationship, they might have a partner, they might have a workplace telling him to eat that shit, tell him to do that shit, tell him not to go to the gym. How important do you feel your surroundings, especially over time with your journey, has that changed?
Over time, there's been quite a lot of changes to obviously my environment and the people that I've kind of had around in my life. I will say that obviously, if we were to compare just last year to this year, obviously, I definitely have lost a few friends. I've definitely gained friends and whatnot, but just the people that I kept close, um, are very driven people, and that obviously motivated me quite a lot. I will say as well, I was in like a long-term relationship, and obviously God bless that person, but that didn't work out. Um, Obviously this year, kind of having a lot less off of my shoulders in terms of just all of that, it just allowed me to kind of focus on myself and for me to pick up and just kind of kill it. So obviously that did help out quite a lot. I feel like just my life in general back then and being centered around those people just kind of didn't really help. But this year, I will happily say that the small circle that I've surrounded myself with has obviously it has motivated me to just go harder and go better. And heck, one of my best mates, shout out to Mr. Daniel Tashoni, I finally got his lazy ass to go and buy a gym membership, and he's currently a fitness factory with me. So
No.
happy days.
Good.
Yes, yes. And he will be coming with you soon, hopefully, Ivan. I keep
Oh,
telling him I might get a, I keep telling him I get a PT, get a PT. Freaking, so like, he's like, oh, yeah, sure, sure, sure. I'm going to keep just busting his balls. So hopefully you'll be hearing from him soon.
yeah, cool. We'll just bring him to the next deadlift session, man. We gotta do this, bro.
You know what? His deadlift form is actually pretty freaking good. Like I've kind of taught him a little bit.
Even better.
Um, Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but he is skin and bone, so he needs to bulk up. We're on different ends of the spectrum in terms of our fitness journey. So yeah,
Yeah, nice. No,
but
that's
yeah,
that's a good answer, man. Like, definitely, I could definitely tell you've had a bit more. Obviously, you had every obstacle under the sun I've seen over the years, man. But I could definitely tell this year you're surrounded by good people. You're surrounded by love, and I could tell it's just elevated you more and more. So it's fantastic to
yeah,
see, man. So that's a really good answer that you said that. And anybody listening, if you're in those kind of circumstances or the relationships or the flows or the friendships, just like Julian said, he's surrounding himself around motivated people, high vibrant people, high energy people, and that's just elevating more. So it's almost like a natural dopamine. You know what I mean? Like when you have a good conversation, good things, you're like, oh, I feel better.
that's it.
Yeah, I love that. That's great, man. With your journey as well, how much of a cause was supplementation, or was it training, or was it nutrition that led you to your best results right now, in your opinion, Julian?
Oh, 100% nutrition. Obviously with obviously I feel like not even just nutrition. I feel like overall health as well. Just like literally just general health. General health. Jesus Christ, freaking! I'm just my sorry, bro. What's it called? More or less, just eating, sleeping, Resting when needed. Obviously, I sound like a hypocrite, especially with the van. I normally he recommends me to do 2 rest days and whatnot. Um, and yeah, my brother is stepping outside. I'm on a podcast with my PT. This is my brother Ivan. Hello.
What's up, bro? How are you?
How are you? Yeah, you got AirPods in. Yeah, yeah, I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah, YouTube.
I
Watch it
think so.
later, bro.
Yeah, he said YouTube. Watch it later. Yeah, done. No, I'll come see you in a bit. Hurry up, go on.
Special
No,
guest,
no,
guys,
it's good.
on podcast episode one.
No, it's right. Meet the family. Um, no, so yeah, sleeping 100%, obviously. And again, I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I work night shift and I'm a bit of a nocturnal guy. I sleep during the day, I work at night, but I still get an adequate amount of sleep for me to be able to do my training to recover properly. Eating is a big fucking thing. Just kind of hitting the macros. Just when I eat shit, I feel like shit. When I eat shit, I recover like shit. It's kind of just the fact. When you eat better, you recover better, and it's just as simple as that, really. Um, yeah, yeah, just the 2 biggest things for me, really.
Yeah, I love that. And supplementation wise, have you experimented much? Do you have much sup so the viewers can sort of just oversee? Because obviously you said you do macros. Yeah, Julian does macros instead of just focusing always on calories. He can eat flexibly. He can drink what he wants. He just has to hit specific macros for the day. That's a win.
Hmm.
Around that, have you had any additional supplementation or supplements you could recommend to people that have helped you feel better for that health that you described so well? Or even anything in between your diet that you feel like you optimize a bit more through your food to make you train better, sleep better, recover better.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So obviously, the one thing that I've kind of realized that with the supplements is if you're not hitting the nail on the head with your fitness and stuff like that, obviously supplements can be a bit out of reach, and they can obviously supplements can help you, but you kind of get to get everything right when it comes to your own shit first. So there are kind of like some core supplements that I do take. I do take pre-workout and all that kind of stuff. We do have protein powder. I want to try and focus as much of my eating as like proper foods, like proper whole foods. The protein powder is a supplement for a reason. Like you should never really focus on freaking having as much protein powder as possible just to get your protein. And you should be proper foods, your chickens, your steaks, your fish, whatever. Um, and getting your protein in throughout the day. And then that protein powder should be like a small thing just to help you get over the line, not something that you should focus on. But in terms of actual supplements that have helped me, magnesium, just big time fucking recovery. Fish oil, creatine,
Yep.
um, has helped me out a bit of my actual strength and my lifting and everything like that as well.
Yep.
Um, and for the love of God, freaking don't starve yourself of water. I fucking give my mates shit all the freaking time. My other mate who started training, he's like, "Oh, I need to take creatine." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. How much water are you drinking?" He's like, "Oh, not even a liter." I'm like, "Grow up, like freaking just drink, fucking drink water, drink, drown yourself." Like, I'd rather you freaking if you're gonna, you need to be properly freaking hydrated. So like, there's it's all just like little keys. Like, I this fucking 1.3 liter fucking bottle thing. I drink 3 of these a day,
Perfect.
and that's religion at this point for my frame. That's probably what I need. So yeah, yeah, 100%. So more or less with my supplements, just magnesium, fish oils. If you need any, if there's any other vitamins that there's some people that could be low in iron and all that kind of shit. I have fortunately am all good. But yeah, and then obviously creatine's a big one as well. And then after that, I obviously take pre-workout because I need to. I'd
Night
love to
shift,
have that little
night
bit of an
shift
extra
life.
boost. Oh yeah, caffeine, crippling caffeine addict.
Yeah. Too
Freaking
much caffeine for us,
nah.
man. But yeah.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, definitely. Like all the viewers, that's definitely the sort of health stack I recommend to all of the Visio fam. Definitely optimizes more essentially for you to feel good, as Julian's describing. I don't recommend supplementation to just make you feel all perky and all the gimmicky shit for people to think I get a kickback. No, it's just pretty much for people take creatine, take your fish oils, take your magnesium, take your self, Take testosterone if you need to, with like Sylogy and any natural stuff if you're a guy, any estrogen stuff for a female to help out your hormones or your regulation of your period. That's definitely a big thing. So that's amazing, man. And definitely the water thing. A lot of people just don't drink enough water. Like your mate George you're describing, probably maybe even another reason because none of the carbs are soaking into your muscle tissue because you're not having any water to soak up those carbohydrates. You're not soaking up the creatine to make gains. And then vice versa. For you even to lose weight, you need to be eating a calorie deficit, but having water, having adequate sleep, and just making everything zens out properly. So yeah, any viewer, that's pretty much Julian took all the words out of my mouth. So anybody listening to this, just take those little notes, do those four simple things, and you can just keep everything at hold and enjoy your life as much as possible. So that's amazing work, man. That's amazing tips for the peoples. Um, I love it. So probably next thing that was on my mind to talk to you about as well is if you could pinpoint anything for you that could have been your obviously hardest obstacle, sort of start wrapping up this. What would you feel like would be your top three obstacles, even like for the next phase you're having now? Because obviously you've lost 40 kilos. What do you feel like is the next sort of hurdle and the things you want to work on for you to better yourself and continue a journey? Because obviously, I always describe to people and everybody listening, you always have the one goal and then you can't slip up. You got to keep pushing to the next goal. So, if people listen to us in 3 months' time for your next goal, what is sort of the next thing you're going to be pushing towards, Jules?
The next thing for me, in terms of just the next, my overall next goal, I I have a bunch of like little mini goals of like how much I can lift and stuff like that, and that's kind of the thought of that is obviously like that goal, those goals are almost being pushed a little bit further because now, obviously, through this whole year, I have gotten a lot stronger and whatnot. But I will notice that as I continue to lose more weight, obviously, lifting and lifting heavier and heavier might be not as easy as what it is meant to be. Obviously, mass moves mass. But at the end of the day, my main goal is to get under 100 kilos. It's 25 kilos away. It's another year of work, and I know that I will get there. That's the big thing. For me, that's kind of the be all and end all with that. Obviously, I want to look for myself. I want to make older that old version of myself proud. That have I have done it, but that's the ultimate goal is to really just go all in on that. The next goal, I have like two big goals. The next one is obviously I said I'm going to start running. I've been inspired by another friend. I want to do City to Bay next year, so it's like kind of throwing myself in the deep end. Um,
Plenty of time to
but
prep,
yeah,
man. Perfect amount of time to prep. So I love that. It's great.
yeah,
No, I love that.
yeah. I can run like 4Ks without being able to control my fucking pace or anything like that. I can't control my pace of shit. I'm too unco. But yeah, with practice makes perfect. Then I will get there. So yeah,
I love that. And that would just go easily hand in hand with that 25 kilo. Because if you're running like an animal, bro, you're going to be shedding kilos, bro.
yeah, yeah. Hey, that's the aim. That's the aim, man.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, for the last like 5 minutes, I've wanted to do this segment. It's going to ask all my questions. I'll be like, if there's any one or two questions you ever wanted to ask me for me to just bring out to the audience or just answer towards you that you're curious of, what would that be if you had anything off the top of your head or if you could think of anything?
Damn. Shit.
Yeah, it's going to be like my
Any
little
questions
fucking
for you?
plot twist. Unless anybody listens to the podcast, I'll be like, oh,
Damn, far out. Jeez, mate, you
anything,
didn't tell me I
anything.
had to be prepared. Shit. Hmm. You know what? You've been in this game for a long time. You've been in this game for a while. What were when you started out, you were young and you were raw. What was there any point in your fitness career from when you first started training to obviously your obviously personal training and everything like that? Now you've competed and you've come such a long way as well. What were some important things that you learnt on the way in terms of, I know this is a very broad question, but what's probably the most important things that you learnt on the way from when you started your fitness journey?
This is a really good question. I like that. This is good. All right. So, definitely, I could probably break this up in probably, like, I think five circling my head. Number one is always have so much self-belief in yourself that it's going to be relentless towards ever thinking about quitting. So, whenever you have something in front of you, just always back yourself, no matter the noise, no matter the pressures, just always believe that you can do something and you can usually do it. Um, Number two is always write down things physically on a piece of paper. It's very much more powerful to needing to chase it and attain it because you can put yourself into a predicament where it's going to be in front of you all the time. You can hang it up, and if you don't tick it off and you don't cross it off, you're going to feel like a failure. So it's far much more powerful writing your goals. Number three, probably the best thing is having a good circle, a good support network, really good vibes, really good, I don't know, workplace, all the little things around you is really going to be the biggest pillar to making you successful in your endeavors, whether it's physical, mental, financial, anything for yourselves. Um, Number four, block out the noise because there's always going to be a lot more noise as you get better. Um, and number five, never be too scared to set up a goal that seems out of reach. So, like with Joe's, I asked him straight away, I was like, what are your goals for yourself? Where do you see it? Whatever the man said, I believe you can do. So, I think it's more powerful to say things out loud. And no matter how crazy they may seem, you can tick them off if you're relentless to pursuing them and wanting to tick them off. So, that's probably the five, man, that really stand out to me the most out of the top of my head that I've always believed in, especially now that I've got older. I'm 29. I've been in the game for 10 years. And obviously my own endeavors and bodybuilding and all these little things in between, and now having a family. I think that's always going to just be something I try to even teach my little one. Yeah.
Super good to hear, bro. Honestly, super good to hear. And on the little one as well. I will ask one more question. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask one more question. With the little one, obviously, I, I couldn't imagine how hard it is trying to deal with your life. Obviously, you've got clients and whatnot. How have you gone with having your family? And obviously, God bless Bella, she does the same thing too. Um, how have you guys gone with managing your family life plus your work life and your fitness life all in one?
Mm. This is a good one. Yeah. So anybody listening to Parent Life, anybody can resent this, but as soon as that little one or little things in front of you, life just switches. I think definitely like as a male, this is me saying to older men, I think probably resonate, but as soon as that little guy and Belle have been there, my priority list is always them and everything second and third and fourth. So definitely my priority list has changed because I was obviously very self-driven, very self-course all these years, pushing, pushing, pushing. But now obviously I have that higher objective of being a good partner, a good father. Um, when it comes to relationships, always continue to date, always continue to just be amongst each other and just have open conversations. Don't hold anything in, no matter how fucked it may seem. Work wise, I know it's going to be a push and pull. Obviously, he's young. I'd rather be around him, and then I'll learn how to do things a bit more diversely. So, like, say, like this, I want to connect with my people through Zoom, through online. I can. It's awesome. Rather than having to physically just be in and around points. Um, and then I think I don't know. The last thing is probably like when you have the little one around, you have these things around, you just realize not a lot else can really make me stressed because I'm just worried about them. So if people are saying stuff, things are going on. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me as much because it's just noise. So yeah, that's a really cool question, man. Thank you for that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Of course, I obviously heavily respect you too, and I can't relate. I don't have kids. I'm not in the right stage of my life to even be thinking about any of that yet. So yeah, oh, man, I respect you guys so much, and obviously you both work super hard, and obviously we all understand, man. When you obviously when a little man comes in, a little girl comes in to your life, and you got a little soldier to fight for, then obviously priorities shift, and obviously you got to do certain things in life where you just got to take things on before other things. And like I totally respect you two for you guys work your asses off, and um then obviously you got to work obviously within together. So I really just respect you both and what you both have built together as well. So
Thank you.
lots of love, man.
Thank you,
All
bro.
good.
But I'll bring you in a sec, Jules. I'm going to just close off this episode because the recording's about to stop. So thank you, guys. Save this out. Share it on socials. Thank you, Julian, for episode one. We'll be back for episode 3 months.
Thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you for having
Love it. All right, bro. I'll bring you in a sec.